to Season 1, Episode 16 of Pro Wrestling's Top 50. I'm your host, Travis McNeil, and today we continue our countdown of the top 50 matches of 2020 with match number 35 on our list, which is probably the most unique entry on our list, which is the I Quit match for the AML heavyweight title between the champion George South and the challenger C.W. Anderson, with Shane Douglas as the special guest referee from the AML All for the Glory show held back on the 29th of February. AML stands for America's Most Liked Wrestling, which tells you maybe how obscure this match itself is. This was a match that felt straight out of 1983. In just that it's a complete, what I like to call a vampire match. There's just tons of blood and gore in it. It's two older wrestlers, just beating each other senseless and bloody in front of a hot southern crowd. It definitely has an uncomfortable feeling to the entire thing. It feels really grimy and that you need a shower after you watch it, but sometimes that just works in pro wrestling. Like I said, it feels very early Starrcade-esque. The story here basically is that George South is this old, journeyman wrestler that never really found his acclaim, that he's finally found in the year 2020 with AML, and he has finally captured a heavyweight championship. C.W. Anderson is trying to take that title away. C.W. Anderson had an I Quit match with Tommy Dreamer on the last ECW pay-per-view, Guilty as Charged 2001, that, received acclaim, and that's always kind of been his match type from there on out. Even though he lost that match, I've seen him have a few I Quit matches through the years and in various independents. He had one with Rick Sterling and CWF Mid-Atlantic that I'm pretty sure is available on YouTube for free from a few years ago that was really good. But anyway, so that's the baseline story here. George South wears this jacket to the ring that's just completely incredible. It's got patches all over it. It's got Spider-Man and Batman and Wonder Woman patches. It's got a Dallas Cowboy star. It says I love Jesus on it in John 3:16. And on the back it has like a big patch of Wahoo McDaniel. It is just completely absurd and I love it. C.W. Anderson's in phenomenal shape, which it was really cool to see. They do just so much ridiculous stuff here. Very early on, George South punches a fan and takes the fan's chair to use as a weapon. They throw powder in the eyes of the referee. They have this kendo stick, I guess, that's made out of like really hard wood that they just brutalize each other with. Both guys bleed. George South bleeds buckets. He blades his arm, so he's bleeding all over the place from his arm. They get a strand of barbed wire at one point that they whip each other with and choke each other with. It's just completely gratuitous and excessive and wonderful. The finish is one of the most absurd things I've ever seen. George South goes for an iron claw, but he wraps his hand in barbed wire. C.W. Anderson turns the claw around and puts it on George South himself with the barbed wire, causing George South to say I quit. It was just super silly, but also violent, and it just worked in this weird bubble of this pro wrestling match. I like a lot of different types of matches, as you've been able to see from your list. I thought this was awesome and just a super weird, super cool hidden gem of 2020 that I was happy to see still lived up when I rewatched it and found its way onto this list. You can watch this match on the High Spots Wrestling Network. If you haven't already, I ask that you please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, like and comment on the video, let me know what you thought, follow on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling50, and we'll see you again tomorrow as we continue our countdown of Pro Wrestling's Top 50.